Did you hear that Biden called Trump vice president? Yes, the current president candidate of the United States. In the most recent update, it was a hot development that just happened at a press conference. But what if there was another even more explosive event? What if I told you that some of the famous 16th century prophets' most shocking predictions might be connected to none other than Joe Biden? Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of Nostradamus and explore what he might have foreseen about Joe Biden that could potentially shock the world. Imagine discovering that a prophet from centuries ago had insights into today's political landscape. What could Nostradamus have said about Joe Biden, and how could these predictions impact our world today? Could his foresight reveal unexpected twists in Biden's presidency? And more importantly, can we draw any parallels between Nostradamus's words and the current global situation? Nostradamus, a man who lived through the Renaissance, penned predictions that have been both eerily accurate and widely debated. From natural disasters to the rise and fall of leaders, his prophecies have kept the world guessing. But how did a man from the 1500s gain such a reputation? And what makes his predictions so compelling even today? In this video, we will unravel the mysteries of Nostradamus, delve into his most famous predictions, and see if we can decode what he might have predicted for Joe Biden. Get ready to embark on a journey through time, prophecy. By the end of this video, you might find yourself questioning how much of our future is already written and how much is still up for us to decide. So, stay tuned as we break down the walls of time and connect the dots between the past and the present. Let's explore what Nostradamus predicts for Joe Biden that could shock the world. This is a story that spans centuries, and you won't want to miss a single moment of it. To truly understand the weight of Nostradamus's predictions, we must first delve into the life and times of the man himself. Nostradamus's prophecies were not straightforward predictions. Instead, they were couched in metaphor and symbolism, making them open to various interpretations. This vagueness has contributed both to their longevity and their controversial nature. Skeptics argue that the quatrains are so vague that they can be made to fit almost any event after it has occurred. Yet, many believers point to specific predictions that seem uncannily accurate, such as the rise and fall of some past leaders. One of the reasons Nostradamus's predictions have endured is their timeless quality. He wrote in such a way that each generation finds relevance in his words. His use of astrological references and historical events created a tapestry that people have been trying to unravel for centuries. To illustrate, let's look at some of his most famous prophecies. For instance, he predicted the Great Fire of London in 1666. His quatrain stated, "The blood of the just will commit a fault at London. Burnt through lightning of 23's the 6, the ancient lady will fall from her high place, several of the same sect will be." Many interpret 23's the 6 to mean 66, referencing the year 1666 when the Great Fire devastated London. Similarly, his prediction of the French Revolution is often cited. From the enslaved people, songs, chants, and demands, the princes and lords are held captive in prisons. These will in the future by headless idiots be received as divine prayers. This is seen as foretelling the rise of the common people against the monarchy, leading to the beheadings during the Reign of Terror. Nostradamus's predictions were touched on a wide array of topics, reflecting his broad interests and deep knowledge. Despite the skepticism surrounding his work, Nostradamus has had a profound impact on popular culture. His name is synonymous with prophecy, and his quatrains continue to be a source of fascination. In the realm of literature, film, and even politics, Nostradamus's influence is undeniable. People have sought his guidance in times of uncertainty, looking to his verses for clues about what the future might hold. As we navigate through the complexities of his predictions, it becomes clear that Nostradamus was not just a prophet, but also a keen observer of human nature and historical patterns. His ability to weave these observations into his quatrains is what makes his work so compelling and enduring. Next, we will delve into the specific predictions Nostradamus made for the 21st century. We will explore how these predictions might relate to our current times, and set the stage for understanding what he might have foreseen for Joe Biden. Nostradamus's quatrains, written over 450 years ago, have long been a source of fascination and speculation. As we enter the 21st century, many of his predictions seem to resonate with the events unfolding around us. Let's explore some of the most intriguing and relevant predictions that Nostradamus made for this century and see how they might relate to our current times. One of the most striking predictions attributed to Nostradamus is the rise of a global leader whose actions would significantly impact the world. Some interpreters of his work suggest that this leader could be Joe Biden, whose presidency has indeed been influential on the global stage. Nostradamus wrote about a great man who would bring about significant changes, and for some, Biden's presidency symbolizes a shift in political dynamics, particularly with his focus on climate change, international diplomacy, and social justice. Another relevant prediction involves natural disasters and climate change. Nostradamus foresaw great upheavals in the Earth's environment, with increasing natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, and wildfires. His quatrains mention the Earth shaking in various places, which many believe refers to the increasing frequency and intensity of earthquakes and volcanic activity we are witnessing today. Moreover, his mention of great floods aligns with the rising sea levels and severe weather patterns linked to climate change. Nostradamus also predicted technological advancements that would transform society. He foresaw the rise of machines and their impact on human life. While he didn't describe these machines in modern terms, his quatrains hint at a future where technology plays a central role. This can be seen today in the proliferation of artificial intelligence, robotics, and the internet, all of which have drastically changed how we live and work. Political and social upheaval is another theme in Nostradamus's predictions. He spoke of times when the rich would become poor, and great discord would arise among the people. These predictions can be linked to the growing economic inequality and social unrest seen in many parts of the world. The rise of populist movements, protests for social justice, and debates over economic policies reflect the turmoil Nostradamus described. One of the most ominous predictions is the potential for global conflict. His quatrains about fire from the sky and great destruction resonate with the fears of modern warfare and its devastating consequences. Furthermore, Nostradamus hinted at significant advancements in space exploration. He wrote about the heavens opening and mankind reaching for the stars. Today, with missions to Mars, the establishment of the Space Force, and private companies like SpaceX pushing the boundaries of space travel, his predictions about humanity's quest to explore the cosmos are more relevant than ever. As we dissect these predictions, it's important to remember that Nostradamus's quatrains are open to interpretation. While some see clear connections between his writings and current events, others view them as broad and flexible enough to be applied to various scenarios. Regardless of one's stance, the enduring nature of his work speaks to its captivating power. Nostradamus's prophecies seem to be reinforced when we look at them through theological lenses, especially God's words. To understand how Nostradamus's prophecies intersect with biblical prophecies, we first need a foundation in key biblical texts related to the end times. The Bible contains numerous references to the end of the world, particularly in the books of Daniel, Ezekiel, and Revelation. These texts describe a series of events that will lead to the second coming of Jesus Christ and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. In the book of Daniel, we find the prophecy of the 70 weeks, which outlines a timeline for the end times. This prophecy is often interpreted as a sequence of events that culminate in the coming of the Messiah and the final judgment. Daniel's visions include symbols such as beasts, horns, and statues, each representing different empires and leaders that will rise and fall before the end of the world. Ezekiel's prophecies, particularly the vision of the Valley of Dry Bones and the Gog and Magog War, are also central to eschatological studies. The Valley of Dry Bones symbolizes the resurrection and restoration of Israel, while the Battle of Gog and Magog is seen as a precursor to the final battle between good and evil. The Book of Revelation is perhaps the most detailed and vivid account of the end times. Written by John the Apostle, Revelation describes a series of apocalyptic events, including the rise of the Antichrist, the tribulation, the rapture, and the final battle at Armageddon. The imagery in Revelation is dramatic, with references to the 4 horsemen, the 7 seals, the 7 trumpets, and the 7 bowls of God's wrath. Central to Revelation is the return of Jesus Christ. Described as a victorious king, Christ will defeat the forces of evil, establish his kingdom, and usher in a new heaven and new earth. This ultimate victory over sin and death is the culmination of God's redemptive plan for humanity. Christians believe these prophecies provide a roadmap for understanding current events in the context of divine intervention. Many look for signs that these events are unfolding in the world around them, interpreting political, social, and natural phenomena as indicators of the approaching end times. Nostradamus's quatrains often reference the rise of powerful and charismatic leaders, a theme that resonates with biblical prophecies about the Antichrist and other significant figures in the end times. One of his quatrains reads, "The great, shameless, audacious baller, he will be elected governor of the army. The boldness of his contention, the bridge broken, the city faint from fear." This quatrain has been interpreted by some as a prediction of a bold and audacious leader who will rise to power amidst turmoil. This aligns with biblical descriptions of the Antichrist, a leader who will deceive many and lead with great authority. The Antichrist is described in 2 Thessalonians 2:3-4. "Let no one deceive you in any way, for that day will not come unless the rebellion comes first, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the son of destruction, who opposes and exalts himself against every so-called God or object of worship, so that he takes his seat in the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God." Both Nostradamus and the Bible speak of a leader whose rise will cause significant fear and division. The imagery of the bridge broken, the city faint from fear, in Nostradamus' quatrain suggests societal upheaval, much like the chaos and deception associated with the Antichrist. Nostradamus also predicts natural disasters and technological advancements, themes that can be found in biblical texts as well. One quatrain states, "The great flood will come and submerge the great city, the new one built on higher ground. The plagues will cease and the world will be smaller. After the great human advancement, an era of peace." This quatrain seems to predict a catastrophic flood, followed by recovery and significant advancements in human civilization. The idea of a great flood resonates with the biblical account of Noah's Ark in Genesis 6:17. "For behold, I will bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh in which is the breath of life under heaven. Everything that is on the earth shall die." In the Bible, the flood serves as a divine reset, purging the earth of wickedness and allowing for a fresh start. Similarly, Nostradamus' prophecy suggests that after a great calamity, humanity will rebuild and advance, leading to a period of peace. The concept of human advancement and a new era can also be linked to biblical prophecies about the kingdom of God. In Isaiah 2:4, it is written, "He shall judge between the nations, and shall decide disputes for many peoples. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." This vision of a peaceful era following great tribulation mirrors Nostradamus' prediction of peace following human advancement. The connection between disaster, recovery, and eventual peace is a recurring theme in both Nostradamus' prophecies and biblical scripture. While Nostradamus' predictions are fascinating, it is the biblical prophecies that offer a more structured and coherent narrative about the end times. The Bible provides a clear sequence of events leading to the second coming of Jesus Christ, offering hope and guidance to believers. Biblical prophecies, unlike the cryptic quatrains of Nostradamus, are embedded within a larger theological framework. They are part of a divine revelation that spans from Genesis to Revelation, offering a comprehensive view of God's plan for humanity. This continuity and clarity make biblical prophecies a more reliable source of eschatological understanding. The prophecies in the Bible are also accompanied by moral and spiritual teachings. They call believers to repentance, faith, and readiness, emphasizing ethical living and devotion to God. This moral dimension adds depth and significance to the prophecies, making them not just predictions of future events, but also calls to action. Moreover, biblical prophecies are often supported by the fulfillment of earlier prophecies, which lends them credibility. For example, many Old Testament prophecies about the coming of the Messiah were fulfilled in the life and work of Jesus Christ, providing a basis for trusting the prophecies about his second coming. In contrast, Nostradamus' quatrains lack this kind of theological and ethical framework. They are standalone predictions without the backing of a larger narrative or moral teaching. While they are intriguing and sometimes eerily accurate, they do not offer the same level of spiritual guidance and assurance. In conclusion, while Nostradamus's quatrains offer intriguing glimpses into possible futures, it is the biblical prophecies that provide a more comprehensive and spiritually grounded understanding of the end times. The Bible's detailed and interconnected prophecies offer guidance, hope, and a moral framework that Nostradamus's predictions lack. For viewers, the key takeaway is to remain informed and vigilant. The study of prophecy encourages us to look beyond the immediate headlines and consider the larger narrative at play. Whether you view these prophecies as literal predictions or metaphorical insights, they remind us of the potential for profound change and the importance of being prepared. As we approach the 2024 U.S. elections and navigate the complexities of our world, let these prophecies inspire thoughtful reflection and critical thinking. Consider how the themes of leadership, conflict, and transformation might play out in your own life and community. Nostradamus's quatrains, filled with cryptic language and symbolism, have been interpreted in many ways over the centuries. When it comes to linking his predictions to Joe Biden, several quatrains stand out, sparking debates and discussions about their potential relevance to Biden's presidency and the global impact he might have. One of the quatrains often cited in relation to Joe Biden reads, "The great man will be struck down in the day by a thunderbolt, an evil deed, foretold by the bearer of a petition." While the literal interpretation might suggest an attack, many scholars believe the thunderbolt symbolizes a sudden and unexpected event. In Biden's case, some interpret this quatrain as foretelling the tumultuous and unforeseen challenges he faced during his campaign and early presidency. Another quatrain that draws attention states, "The old leader will yield, the new one will rise to great power, and the people will see the return of peace." This prediction has been linked to the transition from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. Nostradamus's reference to the old leader yielding can be seen as Trump's departure, while the new one rising to power could signify Biden's inauguration. The promise of the return of peace resonates with Biden's campaign message of unity and healing for a divided nation. Nostradamus also mentioned a leader who would face great trials, but ultimately bring about significant change. The leader will struggle against great odds, yet his actions will inspire hope and renewal among the people. Biden's presidency, marked by his efforts to tackle the pandemic, climate change, and social injustice, aligns with this prediction. His administration's focus on building back better and addressing systemic issues echoes the notion of inspiring hope and renewal. In another quatrain, Nostradamus wrote, "A man of great age will come forth bringing wisdom from a long life, and his words will be like fire to those who oppose him." This has been interpreted to refer to Biden's advanced age and extensive experience. At 78, Biden is the oldest person to assume the U.S. presidency. His speeches have been divisive, inciting strong reactions from both supporters and critics, much like words of fire. Nostradamus also foresaw significant global events during this leader's tenure. The earth will shake and tremble, the waters will rise, and the world will be changed. This quatrain can be linked to the current climate crisis. Biden's presidency has placed a strong emphasis on combating climate change, with policies aimed at reducing carbon emissions, promoting clean energy, and addressing environmental justice. The imagery of the earth shaking and waters rising parallels the increasing natural disasters and environmental challenges we face today. Nostradamus also predicted internal strife and opposition faced by this leader. Great discord and strife within the land, the leader will be tested by fire and storm. Biden's presidency has indeed been marked by significant internal challenges, including political polarization, economic instability, and social unrest. His administration's efforts to navigate these issues and find common ground reflect the trials mentioned in the prophecy. While interpreting Nostradamus's quatrains is inherently speculative, these connections provide a fascinating lens through which to view Joe Biden's presidency. The symbolic language and broad themes allow for various interpretations, making it possible to see parallels between Nostradamus's predictions and contemporary events. As we continue to explore these prophecies, it's essential to consider both the historical context in which Nostradamus wrote and the current global landscape. Whether viewed as coincidence, foresight, or a mix of both, the connections between Nostradamus' quatrains and Joe Biden's presidency offer a captivating narrative. Next, we will discuss the potential global impact of these predictions and how they might shape our future. By examining the broader implications, we can gain a deeper understanding of the significance of Nostradamus' prophecies in today's world. The potential global impact of Nostradamus' predictions, especially those that could relate to Joe Biden, provides a compelling narrative about the future. If Nostradamus' quatrains indeed foretell events connected to Biden's presidency, the implications could be profound and far-reaching. Firstly, Nostradamus' predictions about a leader facing great trials but ultimately inspiring hope and renewal suggest a period of significant change and transformation. Biden's efforts to address climate change, for instance, could have a monumental impact on the global fight against environmental degradation. If his policies succeed in significantly reducing carbon emissions and promoting sustainable energy, the long-term benefits could be vast, potentially averting some of the most severe consequences of global warming. Furthermore, the prediction about strengthening international alliances points to a future where global cooperation is paramount. Biden's commitment to rebuilding relationships with allies and engaging in multilateral diplomacy could lead to more cohesive and coordinated efforts to tackle global issues such as pandemics and economic instability. A stronger network of international partnerships might foster greater stability and peace, aligning with Nostradamus' vision of a united front. The quatrain suggesting natural disasters and environmental upheavals also carries weight. As Biden's administration prioritizes climate action, the steps taken to mitigate these disasters could set a precedent for other nations. Implementing policies that enhance disaster preparedness, protect vulnerable communities, and promote environmental justice could significantly reduce the human and economic toll of such events. Nostradamus' mention of internal strife and the leader being tested by fire and storm resonates with the current political and social climate in the United States. If Biden can navigate these challenges effectively, it could lead to a period of national healing and unity. Addressing systemic issues like racial injustice, economic inequality, and political polarization might create a more inclusive and equitable society, setting an example for other countries facing similar challenges. The prophecy about the eagle forming powerful unions could also indicate a resurgence of American influence on the global stage. Under Biden's leadership, the U.S. has the potential to play a pivotal role in shaping international norms and policies, particularly in areas like human rights, trade, and cybersecurity. A reinvigorated American presence could contribute to a more balanced and cooperative international order. Moreover, the prediction of significant technological advancements during this leader's tenure aligns with the rapid pace of innovation we are witnessing today. Biden's support for technological development, including advancements in renewable energy, artificial intelligence, and biotechnology, could drive economic growth and improve quality of life. These innovations might also address some of the pressing issues Nostradamus hinted at, such as disease prevention and environmental sustainability. Nostradamus' quatrains about global conflict and warfare carry a somber tone, reminding us of the ever-present threat of geopolitical tensions. Biden's approach to foreign policy, which emphasizes diplomacy and conflict resolution, could be critical in preventing such conflicts. By fostering dialogue and cooperation, the risk of major conflicts might be minimized, contributing to global peace and security. The potential for widespread disease, as mentioned in Nostradamus' prophecies, underscores the importance of Biden's health policies. Strengthening healthcare systems, ensuring equitable access to vaccines, and improving global health security are crucial steps in preventing and managing future pandemics. By addressing these issues head-on, Biden's administration could mitigate the impact of such diseases, aligning with Nostradamus' vision of a world prepared to face such challenges. While interpreting Nostradamus' predictions is speculative, the potential global impact of these prophecies provides a framework for understanding the broader implications of Biden's presidency. The intersection of historical foresight and contemporary events offers a unique perspective on the future, highlighting the significance of leadership and international cooperation in shaping a better world. As we move forward, we will examine the historical accuracy of Nostradamus' predictions, assessing how past events have aligned with his quatrains. This analysis will help contextualize our current exploration and provide a deeper understanding of the reliability and relevance of Nostradamus's work. To fully appreciate the potential implications of Nostradamus's predictions for Joe Biden, it is essential to examine the historical accuracy of his prophecies. Over the centuries, many of Nostradamus's quatrains have been interpreted to align with significant historical events, leading to a mix of awe, skepticism, and intrigue. One of the most cited examples of Nostradamus's accuracy is his prediction of the Great Fire of London in 1666. In his quatrain, he wrote, "The blood of the just will commit a fault at London, burnt through lightning of 23's the 6. The ancient lady will fall from her high place. Several of the same sect will decay." This is often interpreted as a reference to the devastating fire that ravaged London, destroying much of the city. Another famous prophecy is believed to have predicted the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. Nostradamus referred to an emperor born near Italy who would become a prominent leader. While Napoleon was born in Corsica, which is near Italy, his rise to power and impact on Europe seemed to fit the description provided by Nostradamus. While these examples highlight instances where Nostradamus's quatrains appear to align with historical events, it is crucial to acknowledge the role of interpretation. Nostradamus wrote in a vague and symbolic style, which allows for multiple readings and applications. Skeptics argue that his prophecies are broad and ambiguous, making it easy to retroactively fit them to various events after they have occurred. The debate over the accuracy of Nostradamus's predictions continues, with some viewing him as a visionary prophet and others as a master of poetic ambiguity. Despite the differing opinions, his quatrains have undeniably captured the imagination of many and sparked countless discussions about fate, foresight, and the future. By examining the historical accuracy of Nostradamus's predictions, we gain a nuanced perspective on his work. While his prophecies can be interpreted in various ways, the instances where they seem to align with significant events add to the mystique and allure of his writings. Next, we will explore public and expert opinions on Nostradamus's predictions for Joe Biden. By considering diverse perspectives, we can better understand the range of interpretations and the potential significance of these prophecies in contemporary times. Nostradamus's predictions have long sparked curiosity and debate, drawing attention from both the general public and scholars. When it comes to his prophecies related to Joe Biden, opinions are varied and often polarized. Let's explore the diverse perspectives from both the public and experts to gain a deeper understanding of the potential significance of these predictions. Among the general public, there is a wide range of beliefs regarding Nostradamus's prophecies. Some view his quatrains as uncanny glimpses into the future, pointing to the many instances where his predictions appear to align with historical events. These individuals often interpret his writings with a sense of awe and reverence, believing that Nostradamus had a unique ability to foresee major global occurrences. For them, the idea that Nostradamus predicted key aspects of Joe Biden's presidency is both fascinating and plausible. On the other hand, skeptics argue that Nostradamus's predictions are too vague and open-ended to be considered accurate foresight. They point out that his quatrains are often written in metaphorical language, allowing for multiple interpretations that can be retrofitted to match various events. From this perspective, the connections made between Nostradamus's writings and Joe Biden's presidency are seen as coincidental or the result of confirmation bias. In the realm of academia, scholars and historians have studied Nostradamus's work extensively, offering a more critical analysis of his predictions. Many experts emphasize the historical and cultural context in which Nostradamus wrote, suggesting that his quatrains reflect the fears, hopes, and uncertainties of his time. They argue that Nostradamus was not so much predicting the future, as he was commenting on the human condition and the cyclical nature of history. Some historians, however, acknowledge that certain predictions by Nostradamus seem remarkably prescient. They point to his detailed descriptions and the specific nature of some quatrains as evidence that he might have had a unique perspective on the patterns of human behavior and political events. These scholars often approach Nostradamus's work with a balanced view, recognizing both its historical significance and the challenges of interpretation. Astrologers and those involved in the esoteric arts often hold Nostradamus in high regard, viewing his work as a profound blend of astrology, prophecy, and poetry. They argue that his predictions should be understood through the lens of astrological influence and symbolic interpretation. For these experts, the alignment of Nostradamus's quatrains with Joe Biden's presidency is seen as a testament to the enduring power of his astrological insights. Media and popular culture also play a significant role in shaping public perception of Nostradamus's predictions. Television shows, documentaries, books, and online content frequently explore his prophecies, often highlighting sensational and dramatic interpretations. This widespread coverage contributes to the enduring fascination with Nostradamus, keeping his work relevant and intriguing to new generations. In the context of Joe Biden's presidency, media narratives have amplified the connections between his actions and Nostradamus's predictions. Headlines and articles speculate on the implications of these prophecies, adding to the mystique surrounding both Nostradamus and Biden. This media-driven interest further fuels public curiosity and debate. Despite the varied opinions, there is a shared sense of intrigue and wonder when it comes to Nostradamus's predictions. Whether viewed with skepticism or belief, his quatrains continue to captivate and provoke thought. The possibility that a 16th-century seer might have glimpsed aspects of the 21st century invites us to reflect on the nature of time, prophecy, and human destiny. In conclusion, public and expert opinions on Nostradamus's predictions for Joe Biden range from belief and fascination to skepticism and critical analysis. By considering these diverse perspectives, we can appreciate the complex and multifaceted nature of Nostradamus's work. His quatrains remain a powerful reminder of the enduring human quest to understand the future and our place within it. As we've journeyed through the enigmatic world of Nostradamus and his predictions, we've explored the life of the man himself, the historical accuracy of his prophecies, and their potential connections to Joe Biden's presidency. From environmental challenges and technological advancements to political upheaval and global cooperation, Nostradamus's quatrains offer a fascinating lens through which to view our present and future. Nostradamus's work continues to captivate and provoke thought, reminding us of the enduring human quest to understand the future. Whether you view his predictions with skepticism or belief, the intersections between his writings and contemporary events invite us to reflect on the mysteries of time, prophecy, and human destiny. Reflecting on the life of Nostradamus, we see a man deeply entrenched in the study of astrology, medicine, and the occult. His ability to weave historical and contemporary events into poetic quatrains has left a lasting legacy, one that still sparks debate and intrigue. His predictions about natural disasters, political shifts, and technological advancements have led many to believe in his prophetic abilities. When it comes to Joe Biden, several quatrains have been interpreted as having potential relevance to his presidency. The notion of a leader facing great trials, inspiring hope, and bringing about significant change aligns with the challenges and goals of Biden's administration. His focus on climate action, social justice, and international cooperation mirrors some of the themes present in Nostradamus's predictions. The potential global impact of these predictions cannot be understated. If Biden's policies on climate change and renewable energy are successful, they could set a precedent for global environmental efforts. Strengthening international alliances could lead to more cohesive responses to global crises, from pandemics to economic instability. In these ways, the prophecies of Nostradamus, when linked to Biden, paint a picture of a transformative period in world history. Public and expert opinions on Nostradamus's predictions for Joe Biden vary widely. While some see clear connections and believe in the prophetic nature of his quatrains, others argue that the interpretations are too broad and flexible to be considered accurate predictions. This debate adds to the mystique of Nostradamus, as each generation finds new ways to connect his writings to contemporary events. In examining the historical accuracy of Nostradamus's predictions, we've seen how his quatrains have been retrofitted to align with major events. This raises important questions about the nature of prophecy and interpretation. Are these connections mere coincidences, or do they suggest a deeper understanding of human history and behavior? The media's role in perpetuating the fascination with Nostradamus also cannot be ignored. Television shows, documentaries, and online content often highlight the most sensational and dramatic interpretations of his work, keeping the public intrigued. This widespread coverage ensures that Nostradamus remains a relevant and compelling figure, even centuries after his death. As we conclude, it's clear that the allure of Nostradamus lies not only in the potential accuracy of his predictions, but also in their ability to spark curiosity and discussion. The connections made between his quatrains and Joe Biden's presidency provide a unique narrative that challenges us to think deeply about the forces shaping our world. For those who believe in Nostradamus' prophetic abilities, his quatrains offer a glimpse into the future and a sense of forewarning.